What's up, everybody? Jordan Stewart here from Vover. Thanks so much for tapping into the Vover Original Show. Just a reminder that if you want to drop your opinions about the episode or respond to the host and guests with your voice, go and download the Vover app wherever you get your apps. Vover, voice over everything. Enjoyed the show.
SlabStox Sam here on Charting It Up to talk to you about this week's basketball card market trender. With the draft fully behind us and many of the top NBA free agents having already signed after a flurry of deals in the first 2 days of free agency, nearly every team across the league looks very different than it did just 1 week ago. For most veteran players, adjusting their games to fit into the new team context has become an annual routine, but the biggest impacts can be seen on the young players who are still trying to find their footing in the league. Some young guys suddenly find themselves on a rebuilding team in which they can find a plethora of before unattainable minutes. Some young players find themselves on a restocked team gunning for the playoffs with their minutes and roles suddenly looking rather scant in comparison with previous seasons. With the excitement of NBA free agency, most fans and most card market investors aren't thinking yet about the context surrounding younger players, but they certainly will be once the regular season kicks off. To get ahead of all those stories and the inevitable card market reactions, take the time now to look around the league and identify which sophomore or third-year players are set to face wildly different roles and make some moves accordingly. For example, I'm liking Deni Advija's prospects heading into the upcoming season. After landing on the Wizards with the 9th overall pick in the 2020 NBA draft, Deni had a rather quiet rookie season, rarely seeing the ball and not being particularly effective with it when he did see an opportunity with the ball in hand. He was entrusted with a minuscule 12% usage on the Eastern Conference's 8th-seeded team, and then his season ended several months early after sustaining a lower leg fracture. Now, while the Wizards have added quite a few bodies around the roster, the biggest addition came with the subtraction of Russell Westbrook and his inefficiently utilized 30% usage rate. He was a big part of the reason for the Wizards' playoff berth, but he also severely capped the team's overall potential as well as the development of the young players around the roster. With him leaving town, look for more opportunities for a guy like Deni to have the ball in hand, a role with which he was entrusted and comfortable when playing in Israel. With Spencer Dinwiddie and Aaron Holiday on the roster, he won't be getting too many opportunities to dictate the offense, but he'll have more opportunity than he did last year. And he's just one example of a young player who might surprise during this coming season on the basis of a changing role on a rapidly changing roster. Look around for other such cases and try to get ahead of the curve before the rest of the market catches on. Thanks for listening to this week's Charting It Up Basketball Trender.
Hey everyone, it's Nate here with your Charting It Up baseball segment, and today we are looking at Bowman's best cards, specifically the Shohei Ohtani Bowman Refractor PSA 10. As you can see a nice little 3-month segment here, and we are at $200 on May 9th, $188 on May 9th, and then you can see all the way on the right side, we are all the way up to $600 for this same card, a nice 218% increase, a $411 increase on the 3-month segment here. Now, it isn't specifically about the Shohei Ohtani card I want to talk about, it's more about Bowman's best, and Bowman rookies and all that stuff. So when you are looking for cards to buy and you don't have a huge budget, these are the types of cards you can get into before they blow up. So everyone wants Topps flagship rookies, and everyone wants Bowman first, and everyone wants Topps Chrome. And now you're noticing that people want Bowman rookies. So you look at the Shohei Ohtani, it got all the way up to $2,000. It's down to like $1,400 now for a PSA 10 Bowman rookie, but people wanted it. And so what's the next thing to pop? And the next thing to pop was the Bowman's best, in this specific one, Refractor PSA 10. And so there is value to be had all over the market. Now, this isn't going to be for everyone. I can't just sit here and say, hey, because Shohei Ohtani is going up, expect, Vlad Guerrero Jr. or Fernando Tatis or Juan Soto or Trey Turner. You can't say that. But what you can say is this. If you have a really good player and you can't afford the Bowman Chrome is super expensive. Bowman Chrome First is super expensive. Or the Topps Chrome, super expensive. Well, you can go into lesser cards and still expect them to rise, right? So Topps Heritage is not necessarily a lesser card, but it is a very nice card. You expect it to rise. Bowman's Best and Bowman Rookies are now that second tier. I would consider first tier to be the Bowman First, Topps Chrome, Topps Flagship, a 1B, Topps Heritage, and then tier 2, Bowman Rookies, Bowman Best, Stadium Club, stuff like that. If you can't afford the nice cards, you can get these second tier cards and you're still looking at a 218% increase because you chose the right player. So you can't buy just anything and expect an increase, or any player and expect an increase. But if you choose the right player, you can make huge money across any market, any card. It doesn't take a ton of skill. Just buy what's within your budget and go from there, and you should be fine as long as you choose the right player. So I'm here to tell you, there's always a stigma about Bowman's Best, Topps Finest, Bowman Rookies, stuff like that, because they're not the cream of the crop. But there's no shame here in buying these cards because, as you can see, a 218% increase is incredible, and there's nothing to sneeze at there. That's all I have today for your Charting It Up baseball segment. Now on to Aaron for soccer.
What's up, everyone? It's Aaron back with another Charting It Up powered by SlabStox. We are digging into the soccer card market once again today on this Friday, and you guessed it. How can we talk about anyone else other than Lionel Messi after the big news that he is not returning to Barcelona for his 5-year extension? Now, there's a lot floating around out there. Is he actually not coming back? It's hard to tell because it's not like that him and Barcelona don't want the relationship to keep going. It's La Liga that is putting down the punishment, so to speak, on Barcelona for having too high of wages, to where it just makes it economically and structurally impossible. Too many obstacles in the way for Lionel Messi to re-sign. So right now it seems that Messi will either be playing at PSG, Man City, or Chelsea. Potentially another suitor might come aboard. Maybe it's back to Barcelona. At this moment, we don't really know. But what I do know is that 2017 Topps Chrome Lionel Messi Refractor PSA 10 is currently valued at $548, with the last sale happening on June 25th when there was an average of 2 sales. Now this card, to me, seems to be undervalued. Before that, it was valued around $820 in auction. It dropped down quite low, and since then, I think that Messi has only done more, to make people fall in love with what his long-term career trajectory seems like. Either if it's staying in Barcelona with that 5-year deal, or if it's going to a place like PSG, where he would be joining Mbappe and Neymar, contending and potentially winning another Champions League. That can only help. I think Messi, the greatest of all time, in my opinion, and many, people's opinions, it only makes sense to buy his cards. You can really say there's never a wrong time to buy guys like Messi, Ronaldo, Tom Brady, Mike Trout, guys like that. Of course, you might buy it. It might go down in value for a little bit, but if you're on the long-term spectrum here, Lionel Messi seems to be the guy that you want to be chasing after, especially with the potential to land on PSG and really win a UCL, where it didn't seem as likely that would be happening at Barcelona. Either way, I think only good things to come in the future for Messi. Check out that 2017 Topps Chrome Refractor set. Really, really big-time soccer set. But for now, this was this week's soccer segment on the Charting Up podcast, and thank you all for listening. Okay, that's a wrap on this Friday's episode. Be sure to check out Vover, the app, and check out SlabStox' other podcasts via the Vover audio podcast. Thank you all for listening, and we will see you all next Friday.
Vover!